Thank you for your warm introduction. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and Dr. Jerome Kim, Director General of IVI, and I'm very happy to see many heads of diplomatic missions presented here today. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all today and return to the IVI to offer my sincere congratulations on your 22nd anniversary during this important state forum. As one of the senior Korean government officials at the time of this initiating IVI, I still remember that how much I had been running here and there to make sure that this building is financed, and this IVI is centered, housed within Seoul National University campus, and there was a lot of fighting for me. I'm not a good fighter, but I was able, and I was very pleased that I was one of the senior government officials representing Korean government to participate in a groundbreaking ceremony. At that time, I never expected that I would become Secretary General and talk about all these vaccine issues and how to make sure that people should not die from preventable diseases. One of the main arguments for SDGs is that all the people around the world should not die unnecessarily from preventable diseases. There are many diseases for which a vaccine has not been developed. There are still many neglected tropical diseases where people don't pay any attention, no investment. This is what I'm calling injustice. And I'm very happy that this IVI, the first ever Vaccine Institute, International Institute, is now in my home country, Korea. And I really thank you for all your support, moral support, political support, but the most important support would be financial support. I know that many distinguished ambassadors from European Union and CEDA and many international organizations, we really count on your continuing support. Otherwise, you will have to witness many people die from preventable diseases unnecessarily. That's what it pained me while traveling so many places. I don't know how much I have been fighting with the G7 leaders. You pay this much money for vaccine investment, malaria prevention, etc., etc. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the IVI is among the few organizations in the world dedicated to vaccines and vaccination in developing countries. Your driving vision of a world free of suffering from infectious diseases is a noble one. And the interactive work you do across vaccine research, development, clinical trials, technological innovation, and capacity building have positioned your organization as a vital center for advancing global public health. Your significant contributions to ending cholera, including developing the first low-cost cholera vaccine, which led to the deployment of more than 36 million doses of vaccines in areas at risk of the deadly disease, is simply remarkable. You are critically pursuing more efficient means of protecting girls and women against the HPV, deepening research into the impact of typhoid in Africa, and developing a vaccine against chronic waterborne disease in Madagascar. Furthermore, your innovation in less painful method of vaccine delivery and success in hosting an annual training course to exchange thought leadership and train the next generation of vaccine professionals are among your outstanding recent accomplishments. The IVI has complemented and bolstered the work of the WHO, given priority to neglected diseases and peoples worldwide, and made commendable progress toward achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. This last point is particularly important as the international community simply cannot fulfill its pledge to leave no one behind and achieve the SDGs unless it hits as a public health target in SDG 3. Ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. One of the Korean president, Kim Young-sam, for whom I worked as a national security advisor, he used to tell to everybody, I think you have a wisdom, you have a knowledge, and you have experiences. But without health, nobody can deliver what you have in your mind, in your brain. That's why he has been running, showing leadership by example, running every 5 in the morning, bringing all senior officials, joking. We were young. Sometimes we had to engage in some drinking party in the previous night, and just going there at 5 a.m., it was much more difficult than the work itself in the Blue House. That much he emphasized the importance of health. So I think health is the most important one. Just look at target number 1, 2, 3. There's eradicate poverty, and then food security and health. If we meet 1, 2, 3 goals of SDGs, I think we may not need to sit here. We don't need to have this kind of IVI institute. That is why we need to make sure that everybody enjoys health, and particularly from preventable disease. Of course, we ask the scientists, medical experts, to concentrate more in developing vaccines. And I didn't realize that it is so difficult to have a vaccine developed. I thought that just it was a matter of a few days that manufacturing companies could produce a vaccine. When I was advised by medical advisors that, well, it may take 6 months, it may take a few more years to develop a vaccine, then why in this 21st century, so it takes so long time? So that is the role of this IVI, very important role of IVI. Now again, ladies and gentlemen, immunization is a key enabler in not only achieving SDG 3, but also catalyzing gain across many of other SDGs related to hunger, gender equality, education, and clean water sanitation. Indeed, vaccinations are among the best buys, not only for public health, but for sustainable development more largely. In this regard, the dynamic work of the IVI has amplified the essential role of vaccines in achieving the UN's global goals, such as ending extreme poverty, confronting health implications related to climate change, and promoting peace and living with dignity for all the people, particularly the world's most vulnerable group of people. On behalf of IVI, I take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to many supporters of this organization, including the distinguished guests in this room, again, foundations, academic institutions, and other international organizations and private sector partners. A collaborative, multi-stakeholder approach underpinned by partnerships among government, business communities, and civil society is certainly the correct one. And I urge everyone concerned with global health and committed to achieving the UN's SDGs to support the IVI and their transformational mission to solve some of today's most pressing challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for having me here at the IVI State Forum. Now please join me in warmly congratulating the IVI and their tremendous accomplishments on the occasion of their 22nd anniversary. I thank you for your commitment. Thank you very much. Thank you.